Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are back at Rover Evolution and today we're going to add maybe the Refinery. So let's get started. Alright, so last episode we were able to add some power, the assembler, onto the respawn pod, which looks like, I do agree, the Cinderella pumpkin chariot. So yeah, if it was orange, yeah. It's time to look for a glass shoe, if anything. But anyways, without getting too off topic, we are going to probably add on this Refinery sometime down the line this episode. But first, I want to readjust this whole entire thing. So of course, some of you had said, why couldn't you just do an advanced rotor and all that stuff? I could have, in a way, but without having assembled first, I was not able to make a rotor, hinge, or whatever the case is until it's made. So I could have made this on the ground on a quote-unquote base for now, but I didn't want to do that. So I threw it on top of our Rover. But all in all, it's the same thing, but now I do want to get rid of it so we can live our life without having this really top-heavy portion of the Rover. So we're going to take those things off right there. Eventually add in the appropriate items. We probably want to extend this Rover a little bit too, because we need some more space to put cargo and other things as well. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out, but the extension should be okay. So let's first by taking out this little piece here for now. And geez, the grinding is pretty bad. Just for one block or one steel plate takes forever. And I think we had to get rid of these things, which I should have just kept for the most part. Just throw these in here for now. And we'll throw in some stuff in the cockpit because we can. Or we can't. We have way too much, it looks like. I'll leave it as is. Okay, so we're going to take this out first. Should have made some parts for a medium cargo container. But we should be okay to make it with our survival kit, I believe. So we'll just give that a go. So right here, we have the magnetic plates. We can get rid of these. We don't need it. We should add a medium cargo container right back here. Just give more storage space, I believe. And then it's going to end up making the whole Rover really, really long. Probably not the best thing to do, but we're going to do it for now. I think we should at least. Not a large one. We're going to do a small one. Medium one. This size here. So it looks like I might have all the parts for it. Yeah, I do. Which may reduce the parts for an assembler. It's okay for now. So we'll plug the medium cargo container. We just need more storage space. And also to store the bigger items that we were carrying, like the small steel tubes, and I think we had large steel tubes and all that stuff in the cockpit. So, or even metal grids, radio components, things like that. So we're going to move them over to the medium cargo container just so we have some more storage. And we don't have to worry too much about that for the time being. So everything else from the cockpit we could just remove and just throw it all into this thing here. And we have about half liters left in this cargo container. So we could add more later down the line. And if we are going to add more, it looks like we could add it more to the side here. Like so. Just to make it, it's going to be a little chunky, but that should do it for now. We can make the wheelbase a little wider also if we need to. Okay. So from here on out is what is going to be the focus. And the focus is to extend the Rover just a bit more. Because we want to be able to put an assembler here. So we're going to extend it out just a tad more like so. And should we make it? No, I think I'm going to keep it a little low. Which is probably not ideal for wheels. In this case, I'm gonna leave it kind of low, and the reason being is that I don't make it too high where it's gonna be a bit heavy. So let's just do it this way. So we're gonna add wheels there, and we're gonna add wheels here, like so. And at this very moment, we can actually use pistons to bring it up. So I don't want steering on these guys, but it's fine. All right, so we need to add wheels. So pistons, we could add them here. Actually, let me set up my 2-bar and 2. So the way I usually set up 2-bar on 2 is piston, rotor, hinge, and the rest could be whatever the case is. I'm thinking, yeah, next after that it's whatever. Maybe where's the cargo containers that I had before? Right here. So those are some of the things I normally add in 2. 3, I use the junctions or conveyors and piping systems. So you have conveyors, small ones, big ones, pipes, and so forth. That's kind of what I usually do. Pretty much 1 through 5 is more usable for me. 6 to 9, I do fill them up, but it's a little harder to press as a keyboard. But I mean, it's doable, but it's something I normally don't press at that distance. So there's that. Okay. So we can put our piston right here. Well, if we have the materials for it. Looks like I'm missing a small steel tube, so I need the assembler to make that small steel tube, unfortunately. Shoot. Something I did not think about, but it's fine. We're gonna grab let's just grab, if we can, grab one from there and place it here. Yeah, that works. Okay, perfect. Also, I did add the mod Build Vision. Completely forgot about that in the first episode in the settings or in the mods. So I put Build Vision here, so it's easier for us to play around with the settings where we need it to. So like right now I need this to reverse so we can get the height off of the wheels. So instead of, you know, hopping into our cockpit and doing all that, like I'm gonna do with the wheels anyways. Yeah, and add the wheels here. I could add the wheels right in the suspension. Either one would have worked fine. But that's just exactly what I wanted to do with the Build Vision, of course. And of course we just drop this thing down now. So we could just reverse that back down and take it apart. Alright, so we have Build Vision. We have everything we need for the most part. And we just gotta make now the rotor. Or should I use hinge? I think I'm gonna use a rotor. I'm gonna use the advanced rotor right over. I kind of don't want it too low, but it's fine, right? I think so. I don't know. I'm gonna put it there. Let's see what happens. So we put an advanced rotor here. This might get a little bit tricky, but we'll see how this is gonna work out. So we're not gonna add a head there, but we do want to kind of fill this up. And it looks like I need another small steel tube, which is fine. Don't need to build it up right now. Oh, I need construction components. Here we go. So we got a advanced rotor head, and what I wanted to do from here is to add a advanced rotor part, but for a large grid. Here we go. So this is the advanced rotor part for a large grid, this big thing right here. So if I throw this on top here, we could connect it into that rotor. But the problem is, because I have it so low, it might be somewhat of an issue. So you know what I'm going to do is, let me see if I could do a displacement a bit right here. Not seeing a displacement thing. That's weird. Oop. Usually thought they would be one over there. It's okay. So we're going to put the large rotor part, see what happens. Good news is that I did separate it from, not separate it, I gave it a good distance so that we don't fall on top of the grid here, or the blocks here, small grid blocks, so it won't break anything. That's the good news. The bad news, I really don't know how this is going to react when I drop it right over there. And it's not letting me kind of get that part to fall right into it, and it's going to fall like that. So, alright, that fell right onto it. That looks terrible, so I don't think that's going to work out, is it? No, that's not going to work out, I don't think. Let's see. That's a wheel. I don't want the wheel. Alright, so if we get this, can we attach? We could. Ooh! That worked out okay. I guess that's kind of perfect. And again, it's going to be a little top heavy now, as you see here. That's kind of why I made it low, and it's a bit low. It's definitely a bit low. But I think we should be okay. So maybe we can put this guy together. And luckily we welded up the advanced rotor in the bottom, so that's fine. We'll weld up the rest of the rover here in the back. And we're probably going to add additional wheels back here. The only thing I forgot to do is attach the advanced rotor from the bottom to one of these connector spots. Ooh, I could have flipped this over for a better purpose of tubing. So we're going to pick this thing up with a piston again, so we can take a look at that. But I think we should be okay for the most part here. In terms of an advanced rotor, we just dump one right here now. So let's just do that. So assembler, we do the basic assembler and find the port, and then we'll just plug that in. Alright, so good thing is that we have enough parts for assembler. I mean, for the most part we should be, because we disassembled one. Here we go. We got our assembler. Now the point of this is kind of useless, only because this advanced rotor is not connected to any of our storage. So that we need to situate a little bit for now. And I may need to grab everything from the medium cargo and put them back in the cockpit really quick. Okay, that's done. And we will actually flip this guy over the opposite way. And the reason being is because we want this thing, or the port, small port, to be on the bottom. That way we can easily pipe up what we're gonna put onto the advanced rotor. So that should work out. In the meantime, I have no place to really control the assembler, which is bad. Yeah, and there's no way I can actually... this is actually really bad. We have no way to really, call it? Get to the assembler and put some materials in there as well at the very moment. So we definitely gotta put that piston here, and we might have to sacrifice another suspension or so. I think multiple suspensions, actually. So I think we used up all the ones that we had. Yeah, we used up everything. So that's not good. If we can find a way to put some iron into this assembler, then we're golden. But looks like we can't. So we need 4. So I'm going to have to take out 2 suspensions, it looks like. So I guess we can just go ahead and do that. What other thing took small steel tubes? Is it this thing? No, it's... I don't know what took it. That's interesting. Anyways, we'll just take it from here. And we just reverse this one. Like so. And there's a chance it's going to flip, but not really. Okay, so in here is the advanced rotor piece. Really hard to see. Oh, there it is. Right there. That's the rotor. So you want to add the small junction right here if I have the parts for it. So I'll just put it right there. So it's going to stick out a little bit. So if I put one here, it's really bad because it's really low to the ground. which is not exactly what I want, because I really did lift up the wheels for a purpose, but not much we can do right now. We're gonna have to evolve this rover a little bit more to be a little higher. That definitely is gonna nick something, so that's bad. So I should raise it up. Should I just raise it up? I feel like if I don't raise it up, I'm definitely gonna scratch something, hit the ground, and it's not gonna be good. So we should probably raise it up a bit, or should we just leave it for now? If we leave it for now, I mean, the worst that can happen is we're not gonna. All right, we'll leave it for now. I think we can leave it for now because we're not gonna go too far anyway. So let's just see what we can do with it like that, and then when we need to move it, we'll move it. Do we not have iron? We should have iron. Yeah, we have iron. You know what? I'm using the basic some of the build stuff. Not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna build it here. Yeah, we're gonna build it towards the bottom, so it's fine for now. We're gonna bring this upwards here. So let's just use the traditional. Well, maybe we'll just use some traditional pipes for now, and we can bring it upwards here immediately. And hopefully we have enough parts for this. We'll just pipe it through here. Looks like we need more interior plates, but we can pipe it through this way. Right here we can do a cargo conveyor junction. So we're gonna do that right here. And then we'll put some more piping right there. So it kind of looks like the transmission kind of thing here. A little bit. And that's not too bad, but it's definitely a bad placement because it is gonna nick the ground and we're gonna be in trouble. If we hold too much stuff and then move too much and not pay attention to the ground, yeah, we're definitely gonna run into issues and smack this tubing here and say goodbye to all the connection. So eventually, and I say eventually, it's when we evolve the rover a little bit more to make it a little higher or wider. We could change this up so that we don't hit the ground right over here, and we should be okay in that sense. Looks like there's a corner block right in there that I can't get to. Yes, I can get to, and we're good to go. So now we have everything connected, so we can drop this guy down. Yeah, that's fine. Drop it down right there, and as I mentioned before, we should probably add a little more wheels. And the good news is that we could probably fit one right here, as much as I probably don't want one here. We can add more towards the back. I think because of the weight, I want to add one more down here in the back. So we can definitely do that. Add a decent amount right there. We don't need it be spreading out too much, so we'll just add just enough, and we should have kept that piston there, but it's okay. We'll leave it for now. And yeah, that is really close to the ground. That's not good. That really isn't good. So we really need to be careful about this. How we're gonna do that? Let's just see how it drives. It's already way too long for a small rover. And yeah, it's looking pretty bad. We could have made a trailer system for it, but why do that when we could just do it kind of crazy like this? Another way to make it look a little better is actually with a hinge. You know what? Well, let's see how that's gonna work out. So right now, let's just produce what we need to produce first. Right now, can we even move things along? Can we put iron in the basic assembler? Absolutely not. And why is that? Is it because it's not connected properly? I mean, everything is connected to the advanced rotor, so I'm not sure why that is. What can we put in the assembler? We can't put anything here. So is it because it can't We can't put large items. Yeah, we can't put large items. Okay, so that doesn't work out. That's really bad. So I can't even put any iron through this joint here. So this is not gonna go well. Okay, so we're gonna remove this. It's a good idea as long as we have a port to it, but we don't, so that's a problem. So let's remove this. So that's out of the picture. Yeah, and this gotta go. Unfortunately, that didn't work because I think this advanced rotor is not gonna. It doesn't have the big port to carry what we need. Actually, you know what? That's because we used the wrong thing. We should have used this one right here. The 3x3 one with the large port. That's what we should have used instead. So we used the wrong thing, so that kind of works out to the point where we need to take this apart, which is fine because we were going to redo it anyway. So let's just remove that. And let's see, what can we do instead? Another option we do have is to use a hinge, or actually go right back into using this one, the large porthole one of the advanced rotor, and then we just glue it here. I mean, it's probably better if we glued it here, but actually you didn't even think about using it this way, so why don't we do it this way instead? If we did it this way, it would kind of work out. Do we want to use a hinge, or do we want to use the rotor? So that's kind of a bit of a decision we can make as well. I think if we use the hinge or rotor, it might be a bad thing. If we use a hinge, at least that won't look too big, I think, right? So here's what a rotor would look like. And if we add the rotor head, which is going to be this big thing, and we put it down like this, I don't know if we can even connect it somehow, but if we did something like that, that's huge. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with a hinge piece. So we put a hinge right here. And here's the thing, we put it here, we might ruin our opportunity to put more cargo containers right there. So we need to kind of situate that a little bit too. So why don't we put another one here for now, I think. Yeah, let's just do that. And then we can put yeah, we can put the hinge right over here. I guess that could kind of work. So let's just put the hinge here, 3x3 hinge, and we can glue on. We can put the parts, hinge 3x3 parts, or one large hinge part, which is almost equivalent to a 3x3 hinge part. So we're gonna put this here. So, well, actually that's a lot bigger than what I was thinking. So if we put it here, oop, is it close enough? Probably not. To attach it, it's not close enough. We need to find a way to push this in. So how can I build something to make sure that we can sit it in there? Would that kind of work out? Probably not. So we need the hinge parts to be a large one. Like so. And we need to drop it into it. And I think that's... hopefully that works. Okay. Does that work? Nope. Is that supposed to even remotely work out? I don't think so. I think I need to use... Alright, so let me think about this. So that is the hinge part for a large grid. And that's not going to fit in the 3x3 whatsoever. I thought we could do that, and I think you could actually do that, but am I just like completely off for some reason? Oh, you do the opposite. That's what it was. You do the opposite of this. So that means we're going to put the hinge part on here first, and then connect the base of the hinge. So let me get some energy really quick and get started with that. All right, so we got our power, and now we can work on the craziness of the assembler being here. Actually, why don't we put a refinery first if we can? We can build everything from the survival kit, so that's fine. Okay, so what we need is the hinge part right here, and we can use the 3x3 one just to kind of match the sizing of the base of it. So here's where we can use the hinge, but use the large grid right here, and we can set this thing to kind of fit right into it, or I think we can even do it this way, so that it holds it. So we want it kind of like that, but we get the large one. So we get the large one and kind of just drop it in there. That would work out okay. Like so. Ooh. Oh, sorry. That's not what we wanted. Drop the whole thing in there for no reason. We just want the hinge itself. Oh, right, but it does spawn the hinge part as well. So we got to get rid of the hinge part somehow. So we drop this guy here. Get rid of the hinge part itself. And if it rolls in place, that's when we can attach it right there. So that didn't really roll in place correctly, but can I push it? Oh, no. Forget pushing it. Why don't we... You know what? We could use a piston to push it. So let's give that a shot. Although I probably could just drive it back a little bit. And that might work. But it also will potentially cause a lot of clang. So let's just use a piston. Maybe we can push this a little bit. So let's see if we can do that. We probably want a nice little push. Nothing too crazy. Right there. Oh. Okay. That I was not expecting that to happen. So... Huh. I mean, what we can do... Interesting method. We should probably put a magnetic plate right there first. Would be the better thing to do. And I'm gonna delete this and try again. Grab the large hinge. We're gonna line it up this way. And drop it. That's perfect. Delete that one. And we could probably line it up exactly where we want it. Right there. Okay, we could probably push it even further in. Before we do that, I'll put these here so that the thing doesn't drop in between like it did before. And we could probably do a full extend, I think, right? Let's see. That's probably good enough. I'm going to turn off the lock. So where is that? On, off, switch lock off. And here's where we can attach it. There we go. Haha. We got large grid on small grid. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Okay, so we can leave this here for now. It's fine. Sorry for the shaky camera. We will put these together. It looks like I'm gonna miss a large steel tube, so that's gonna be a problem for minor time being. And it looks like we need construction components. We need all that other stuff going. And hopefully there's a straight 0 degrees. No, 90 degrees? No. It doesn't tell you over here. I forget, does it tell you here where it's at, and it's at 2 angles. So we could fix that or not fix it. It's fine. I do want to put a refinery here. Oh, we do need to lift it up. Okay, so that's the problem. We need to lift it up so that I can throw in the basic refinery and then throw on the assembler. Why I want to do that is because the assembler, the basic assembler, only has one port. And if I just did this, there's no access whatsoever. So that's the problem. And then I got to redo all that, just put the refinery on and blah, blah, blah. So that's not good. But now for the most part, we probably want to get that produced. And what do we need here? We probably need to get this done with a large steel too, which we don't have. And we can use some construction components right there. So we're missing large steel tubes. So we need an assembler for that. So that's not good. There is a way around this if we can get this moving. So we do need large steel tubes. Large steel tubes, where's that going to come from? We can grab it from a wheel. I'm going to grab it from this wheel. So we're missing... Let me just grab all of it here. And it's kind of like recycling for now in terms of the parts. Okay, so I'm going to grab that. Alright, that's good. I just want to get this fixed. Here we go. And then we can rotate it a bit. So, computer. There we go. Our hinge is good to go. And that hinge is good to go. So this hinge piece, we need to bring it up or down. I forget which way is which. So we're going to have to do this kind of slowly. Okay, so that's the wrong way. So we're going to go this way. Put a little bit of angle. Leave it as that, right? And now we're going to do a refinery. Ooh, that's huge. Jeez, that's going to be a long rover. Yeah, that's going to be a long rover in the back. Interesting. Was not expecting to make that long. But maybe a wider rover. But it's okay. We'll do that for now. So that's the refinery. And we put the assembler right here. And putting it here will be fine. Because... Or not. The refinery doesn't have a port on top. Okay. So let's scratch that. Actually, I might have had it in the right spot anyway. So the refinery has a port over there. So we're going to have to do it this way. And again, it's going to be top heavy, which is not what I wanted, but there's not much we can do about it right this moment. So we're going to put it right here. So the refinery is there, the assembler is over here, and it's going to be a little bit on the top heavy side for now. And then the rest of it coming down, we can actually put the magnetic plates here to kind of glue it on so it doesn't bounce around too much. Is that going to cause clang? I absolutely believe so. It will. So maybe I don't do that and actually just reverse this thing and lock it so we don't run into that problem. Alright, we're at 0 angle and we'll do a hinge lock so we don't have to worry too much about that. It can clang and still bounce it, I think. Maybe. Which will be bad. But we should be okay for now. Yeah, carrying large grid on small grid is not a good thing or a reasonable thing, to be honest. But we're going to do it for the time being. And we're going to have to just hope for the best in this case. So I'm going to weld up the basic refinery. Or assembler, actually. And looks like I lost a lot of parts because I used it for something else, maybe? Or maybe because all this build planner thing's all messed up. We got our assembler. So this is good enough for now, placement-wise. And it's going to give power. And we're going to run out of power sooner or later. Because we have no recharge. But it looks like we're okay. We have 3 bars. The good news is that we are on an ice-based planet. So we can get hydrogen power easily instead of having solar panels. So we should be okay. Alright, so there's a unknown signal K away and I should probably get that. Can I get it in time? Alright, so time is not our friend right this moment. But we got 29 seconds here to push the button. I can't find the button. Where's that button? Oh, the button's right in front of my face. Jeez. And see if we got anything. We got nothing. Okay. It may or may not blow up in my face. I'm not sure. Probably not. Yeah, got a nice little small steel tube here. It's starting to roll a bit. Not exactly what I wanted it to do. Oops. There goes the unknown signal, and we're probably gonna lose whatever was in the cargo container, or maybe not. Ooh, look at this little sliding frictionless snow. I could probably stop it, but it might kill me as well. No, we're good. This looks like a top. Alright, we're gonna get rid of some more stuff here. Get the parts. What's in here? Steel plates and computer. That's actually not too bad. Decent score right there. Alright, and we can kind of leave everything else here for now. It's not very important to get the rest of the steel plates because we don't necessarily need it, so we should be okay. Alright, so let's see. What else can we do here? We have the assembler up and running, so we can move some stuff over. We should get this thing built up. And we got our secondary cargo container. We don't need that much, but it should be okay for now. We do need to fix up the wheels, so we need to make that in the assembler. So we can, right now we can transfer stuff from here to here by hand and leave alone the basic assembler. So why don't we do that? So we can grab, let's go put the assembler on this side, and we want to transfer over iron, nickel, and all that stuff. And I can't transfer it like that, obviously, so that was kind of stupid. I just said I was going to do it by hand, and of course I went to try and move it not by hand. And it looks like we are out of iron for whatever reasons. We probably built a little bit too much of something. What did we do here? Why we're out of iron? Yeah, we're out of iron, but we have nickel and all that stuff. So we'll just grab the nickel, silicone, iron, if there is iron in there. Gravel, stone, you leave alone. And I think that's all the materials we have. Yeah, that seems to be all the materials we have. Not much at all. Okay, so we put the stuff in the assembler up there. Looks like we can't really make anything because we don't have iron. So we do need to, I guess, refine some stone. Okay, I think we have the steel plates in here. And now we can make the 2 components that we need. And I think we have enough computers, I believe. So we had the motors. Where's the motor? Well, we put it in there. And computers. I think that's more than enough, I think, right? Yeah, perfect. We got a basic refinery, which we don't need because we have no materials to refine at the moment. But we can now create more blocks, so that's good. So now we can refine stuff quicker if we can find iron and stuff like that. But we do need to carry the weight back here, so we definitely need to get some stone and iron and all that stuff. So that's gonna be fun. But everything can finally, everything's connected now, so we can, or we should be able to move things from one thing to another, but it looks like we can't. I wonder why. There's a chance it might be because the port's a little too small, and I think that is exactly why. Shoot. That is not good. So the problem is I can't grab it. Oh, I can grab it from down here. So do I lift this guy up just a tad? Probably not what I want to do, but I might have to do. So we lift this thing up, which would be... It's not going anywhere. Oh no, it's locked. Okay, went the wrong way. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay, so this was a fairly terrible idea, but I gotta lift it up this way a little bit so I can grab the port for the larger grid stuff, or the bigger hole port stuff. I think this acts as a small port for some reason, and I can't grab it from there. Well, I can't grab it from here, but I think I grab it from here in between, I believe. Yeah, it should be, and the rest is too small, so like, yeah, so I gotta kind of do it this way for now. Alright, so that was a bad plan in that case, but let's weld up what we can weld up, and we need, yeah, we need more materials really quick though. So our refinery can refine all this junk. Oh geez, yeah, it's not connecting here to here because I think it's acting like you know, small grid versus large grid, and the ports are completely different. So that's not what I thought was gonna happen. All right, so can we do a collector? We could. What does it cost? Small steel tubes at the very worst of it, so that's not too bad. But we gotta make a system to carry it up, scoop it up or carry. So we could put it in the front. Do I want to do that? But then if I put it in the front, it's not gonna port over into the basic refinery, is it? It might not. So I don't think I can move anything from one end to the other. So if I put it here, let's just try it. If I put stone here, and the basic refinery is here, right? Can I throw it in here? No. The connector between these two are completely screwed. Or is it because... Am I being stupid? Yes, I am. Completely dumb. Because there's no port right here. And of course, I'm pretty sure you're screaming at me and dropping a comment down below way before you get to this part. So, sorry about that. Let's kind of clean this up. Alright, so there we go. Here's a bit of a redesign because I was being really dumb. We have the port connected through the back of the basic refinery, and the assembler in the front of the refinery. So that should work out a lot better than what I had it before. So now I should be able to throw in stuff in the cockpit, and it's going to refine through the back here, which sounds like it is. And we can get to the access from here to move stuff. I guess that was the main reason why it was acting very terribly before, where things couldn't connect. I thought it was this weird connection that I put here, but it's not. It was just me being kind of not so good at space engineers at this point. Alright, so I got rid of the landing gear in the front because we don't have a turbine anymore, so we'll leave it as that for now. We need to add more wheels back here, and we can either make a drill in the front or we do a collector. I'm not sure which route I want to go with right now. I think a collector will be a lot easier than making a drill, to be honest. So that's another thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put a piston right here really quick because I want to add some wheels. Oh, can't put it there. And I think we can't put it here as well. Oh, good. Okay, perfect. That's gonna be a little rough, but should work out okay. Okay, so the thing about this, we don't need it to reverse all the way. So you want to change the max distance a little bit. Let's just do 1 and reverse it. Oh, Okay, one might not have done it. 1.5. Ooh, 0.5 here. And that was what I was afraid of. Yeah. We broke the refinery. Okay, I should have done it that way. Jeez. Oh, well, at least we can add the wheel now. One wheel. Oh, great. So we just pretty much wasted all the parts from that refinery. So that's just great. If I can add a wheel for this one, then even better. But I can't. Damn it. All right. So I guess we're just gonna have to go with the old school way of doing things, and that's gonna be adding some fake batteries for now. Definitely not exactly what I was planning. Oof, I don't have much steel plate though, do I? Not much at all, and the steel plates are part of this thing here. That's not good. Alright, so I'm gonna steal some steel plates from something. Let's grab it from, well, we can't even grab much. And these things are interior plates. Ouch. This is not good. I just gotta maybe find enough construction components. And so this is a bad design because everything is within the assembler on the other side. And I can't get to the assembler with the refinery like this. So that's a terrible design. So that's definitely not a good thing. Alright, so we're just gonna dismantle everything this way anyway. So what are we missing here? Motors and construction components, I think, right? Yeah. We need 2 construction components, which we can't build anything. This is not good. I wasted a whole bunch of parts just now. Right, so kind of the question is, should I fix this? Should I had fixed this first? Or should I flip this thing over first? Not much we can do about it now, but that was a bit of something we should have thought about before moving forward. Because if it overflips, then we're going to break more stuff. But it should be fine. This is going to catch itself. That's the main reason why I prefer to do this method over gyroscope method. So we should be okay. We just put a bunch of batteries this way. It should generate enough weight soon. Sooner or later. I was hoping it would do that, but it's not doing a thing right this moment. So yeah. Okay, I think if we just throw in some more batteries on the side here, we should be okay. There we go. The weight's coming down. Boom. And this is what I mean by more control and more gentle fall, as you see here. If we did a gyro override, yeah, we can make it slowly turn, but you can also overturn it a little too much. And that's not exactly what I would want or hope for. So this is my preferred method of flipping things over. And unfortunately, with all that said and done, we still don't have a wheel here. So should we use our mass way of kind of flipping this guy over a little bit? Probably not, but let's just do it for a tiny bit. We just need it to flip over just a tad. And that's more than enough. So there we go. Then we add the wheel and we're good to go. Perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. And then that can flip back over. Okay. We are good to go. Okay, so maybe playing with the piston initially wasn't a good idea, but all in all, it ended up to work out okay, so we should be okay. Alright, that's all said and done right there. I do regret moving this thing and spinning it over the opposite way when we should probably fix this. We're gonna do that right now. Oh, we should have probably moved the stuff out. Alright, it's fine. Okay. That kind of worked out okay. So I need that little port so I can get to it. Or get to things. So I'm gonna flip it over this way again. So that is easier access when I need to pull something out of it. Instead of jumping to the top or flying to the top. Which, that is not too ideal at all. Alright, let's get some parts back. We can test to see if we put a magnetic plate here, will it cause clang? I really think it will. So, something we need to be careful of. And what I'm going to do is take off auto lock to be really careful of that. Alright, so we can see how this all works back here. So we do the hinge, we're going to unlock it. And we want to, we're going to go the opposite way, this way. And I think if we hit 0, ouch. Trying to hit 0. What is that? My upper or lower? My lower should be 0, right? Is that what it is? Alright. I don't know if I had completely wrong, but it looks like that's kind of clanged out a little bit. So it's the opposite. Okay. So this one is the upper. Right? Yep. So we could do 0 right there. So that is sitting right on the plate. Now, the tricky part, and this may or may not fling the whole entire system. So let's just do switch lock right here so we can release it really quickly. So we're just going to test out in 3, 2, 1, lock. I think we are okay here. And it looks like we are. Should we do shared inertia? I think we are okay. Yeah, we seem to be okay. Let's save our wheels. We want to do same power for everything, strength wise. We're going to do 12. Height offset, we're going to do the highest height we can. Don't forget we need more friction, so we can do 60. Speed limit, we could do at 100. Okay, so the reason why I was moving it like that is so that all of them stay the same, because for some reason if you group them, I mean if you had them previously grouped and you move it, sometimes it doesn't update for all of them. So that's one way of kind of updating it for all. Not totally proven, but that's just my thought on it. But yeah, so we can definitely extend this out more for the design purposes, and so that it doesn't fall off when we hit something hard enough. So let's put a block here, and I think we can only put, we can put more blocks. We put this block here, and then we just round it out with this block that we used previously. And that's just for more protection, nothing more than that. Even though one light armor block might not even protect us in any ways possible, it's just good to have, I guess. And we don't need to design it any further than that. We could, I think we could just extend these out, and it's going to cover it perfectly fine. We can give that a shot in a second. Alright, so if we had the steel plates to do it, and I don't think we have, let's produce a chunk of them. I think we can add this block, this type of block like this, throughout the whole entire system back here. It's a possibility. Let's see if it kind of works out. I think we have enough now, so let's just extend it this way. It gets a little bouncy every time I add a block because of that landing gear probably. Alright, look, we could kind of just glue it on there like that. So that's good. So if we can continue on to glue on some more, well, not glue it on, but put this block here, kind of keeps it from falling out in some ways. Can we... Nope, we can't put it this way. So I was hoping we could do that, but looks like we can't. A option we can do is... Alright, so we can put this now on here. Like so. So it's not really flush to it. I was hoping it could be flush to it. But it's not too bad. Right there. So I was hoping this was flush, but we can't do it for whatever reason. Because we can't add it right there. It's being blocked just a tad. So, alright. That's not the worst thing in the world. So, should be okay. Do we need to add more wheels in the back? Absolutely. But at least this way we can potentially not fall backwards too much. Alright, the wheels are freaking out a little bit because of that landing gear, I think. Yeah, the landing gear is making it freak out a little bit. So I guess every time we build on it, we should have it unlocked. I don't know. We can leave it unlocked for now. It's not necessary to have, for sure. Especially if we have the hinge lock on. If we didn't have it on, then yeah, different story. Alright, so with that said and done, let's do the collector really quick if we can. And let's see what the collector needs. So the collector will be a small grid. So the small grid one will look like that. So it is it does use large collecting or large ports, but also uses small ports. So we could do that if we wanted to. Do we want to just plop right here? Not the best placement, but we could. And looks like we don't have the pieces for it. Alright, so we're gonna queue up some stuff for the collector. And we'll throw it right here. And we can use tubing to collect the rest of it, or connect to the rest of it. So we're gonna be cheap and use these tubings. And we should be okay from there. I don't know if we have all the parts for the collector, but I would hope so. Doesn't seem to cost too much, but still, we don't have a lot of stuff too. So let's just see. Yeah, we did nothing even produced. Yep, we're out of stuff. Not good. Let me get some more stone really quick and we should go from there. Alright, there we go. We got a collector right here. So it's a little bit close to the ground, which is not perfect. But it should be okay in terms of kind of collecting stuff off the ground, which will be okay. And obviously we could just put a drill system instead. Why are we doing this? I don't know for sure, but I thought maybe we could use a collector instead of of a drill to start collecting the stone here. Once again, I don't know why I'm doing it. It's just something different, I guess. So this thing is terribly wide. I need more wheels to actually be able to turn this thing now because of the way it's reacting. And I think I'm gonna have to make a really big Rover soon with some big wheels. So we're probably gonna have to go with some 5x5 wheels shortly, because this is a horrible turning radius. It's a very long Rover that's housing a lot of parts right now. So as long as this works fine, I can keep it like this. And yeah, it's collecting the stone here. So that's not too bad. It's missing some parts, but it's okay. Or some stone, but it's okay. We have somewhat of a collecting system. Again, I could just put a drill here with a piston and just drill in front of us. But why do that when you can have a little bit more fun with building some kind of collection thing here with this little hill that we created. So that should roll right by the collector, I think. Let's see. Kind of. Alright, let's not do that. We need to put this thing a little closer. We need to line this up here. Let's put this like so. Right over here. And that's already hitting the ground. So that's not good. We may be stuck a little bit. We just need to power it out of it. I think the front is a little bit too yeah, it's too long. So right now it's holding the whole thing up. You see that? Yeah, it's holding the wheels up just because I have this thing stuck right here. So that's not good. Especially when we're going to run into a bump later down the line, where that's going to lift up all the other wheels. So that's going to play a critical role. That's why we need to make it very much more like a trailer system. So it has more suspension all around instead of just in that very spot. And also, it's not really suspension, but when it has the like a hitch system, it's able to go up and down a little bit better with each trailer that's on it. Do we want to make a trailer? Not really. So we just got to do some 5x5 wheels, make the whole thing a little bit bigger, and we should be okay for the most part there. Right now I'm working on the very top of this hill. We can just drill it out and it's going to fall right into the collector, which is perfect. Exactly what I was aiming for. And this way I can just drill from the side here and not having to, you know, use parts for a drill, although it's probably cheaper. No, it wasn't cheaper. I think it's cheaper to do it this way, but it's just not the perfect way of doing it because it's not going to collect all the stone that drops, but it's collecting as much as it can, I would think. Looks like it missed a bunch on the side, but that's not too bad. We can always spin it around and tractor it, I guess, in some ways. But I think we just got a whole bunch of stone, so that's good. We do have an ore detector, so we can move this thing up around. Oh, we should have put this on a hinge system, so I could lift it up. That would be a good idea. Or a better idea. Alright, so I got the 3 collectors stuck in front. And the good thing and fun thing about it is I can move the collectors up and down now. Well, given I didn't set up everything correctly just yet, but I can move it once I get it situated. So this is the collectors. We want it to be at 0. But we gotta figure out which way is which. Okay, so negative or low velocity should be that way. So that's 0. Perfect. So we can now go up like so. So we don't want to go too far, so maybe leave it at like 40 or so. And we could do this as 1 RPM. So 40 is going to go up this way. So it doesn't block our vision too much, I think. It still does. But at least we have it come down and up now. Multiple hinges would be a good idea to keep everything connected. But now we can easily kind of do some kind of weird collection of our stone here. Like so. So it's kind of like one of those tractor things that digs. I forget what they're called, but this way we can easily sweep up everything we need to in terms of the stone that's left in the ground. Oop, that stone is rolling around somewhere and doing damage. But yeah, this works out to get the stone. But I think, yeah, the whole thing is, it's gonna get stuck. It's too long. It's not enough suspension in between each and every piece of it. So it's definitely gonna get stuck at some point in time. Not sure when, but it will eventually for sure. But we got this situation so we get more stone off of this mountain here and collect it. We need to do a resource run very soon. In terms of space, we have a bunch of liters still, so we should be okay. These things should not be here. We should really move these things. And it looks like I can't move them because they have a small port over there. So this definitely gotta be careful where we throw stuff. So I'm gonna throw these in here. So we have a lot of space in terms of the 2 cargo containers that we have. Yeah, decent amount of space. Nothing too crazy. Here's our craziness of the basic refinery and basic assembler. Other things we can add is going to be an O2H2 system. Actually, we already have that, so I shouldn't be worried about that. It's right here. So this doesn't give us the hydrogen that we need. If we really wanted to, if we want power, which I think we're gonna need power, we could make a hydrogen engine. So a hydrogen engine looks like we can't make it just yet. So we're waiting on progression here. So what can we do? When can we do hydrogen power? So we need to make an O2H2 generator. So there's that. So I think we could just disassemble this, reassemble. Now we do the hydrogen engine. There we go. So the hydrogen engine for small grid is actually this tiny little thing, which looks like an engine. So I love using these in the front to make it look like, you know, an engine powered thing. And I should have just put it in the front right there. But it looks like I can't do that right now, so I can always tack it on back here if I wanted to. So something like this would work. Yeah, I think something like this would work, or maybe attached it right here. That would work too, and we just pipe it there, or we can stick it out like this. Either one. I'm more inclined to go this way on this thing here. So we can put one here and one on the other side, and we got hydrogen power. We don't need to do that now, although we do have the parts for it. I mean, I'll stick it on there for now, and we don't have to weld it up just yet. So we could throw one here and one here. But like I said, the whole thing's gonna get stuck, so we need to make some kind of tractor trailer system right in the middle somewhere. So when this goes up on a hill, this still stays down on the bottom part of the hill, so that it bends. If we don't have that bend, it's gonna create some craziness on this thing, where if this is elevated, all these wheels are gonna get stuck, and they're gonna be kind of gliding above it. So that's kind of the problem we're gonna run into if we make or we continue to use the 3x3 wheels. But if we do 5x5 wheels, we may be able to get away with it, because if we're gonna make it a lot wider and taller of a vehicle, then we should be okay. But this thing drives not too bad at all, as you see here. It's a good start. It's only episode 2, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, this series. And of course, if you do, hit that thumbs up, like the video, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.